Hello everyone, my name is Mayela Sabas and I will be demonstrating personal interest in students module 12. Okay, so why is it so important to know about demonstrating personal interest in students? So every student, as we know, is unique. It builds a stronger foundation for effective classroom management and learning, and it really shows that a teacher is genuine about the student and cares for them. Students want to feel that they're valued and cared for. Each student possesses a unique quality, skill, interests, needs, and personalities that we as teachers need to know about. There are numerous ways to show interest in students as individuals. I will be discussing these three strategies in the next slides. So discovering and incorporating students' interests into academics. How do we do this? So ways to learn about students' interests are the following. Students can be take interest surveys. You as a teacher can have a one-on-one conversation with the student, informal conversations with the students, and taking notice in the kinds of activities that they're involved in. So a teacher-student conference can just be a conversation with you and the student where you ask them questions at the beginning of the school year, when they're done with their work. Student interest surveys is something that I do in the classroom at the beginning of the school year and are very effective because I get to know the student very well. Here are some middle school and high school examples of surveys. The first survey is figure 12.1. This survey is from our handbook, and I really like it because it's very detailed, and I like the questions that it asks, like one person that you admire and why. And it has on the bottom question 8, complete each of these sentences, like your favorite things, what your family enjoys, someday I'd like to be. The next one is career oriented. This could be more for high school. Um, and then the attitudes towards school, that's very important to know, and how they like learning. Surveys can be done on paper and pencil or digitally. Um, now I will share some elementary examples of surveys. So these surveys, getting to know you, can be done by the student, or they can be done, you can send it home so the parent can complete at home with the student. I've also included a picture survey for the lower grades. Um, these surveys, uh, as the students complete them, you should be incorporating them and telling them, taking data from them, and see what students are interested in, how do they like learning. That way, your lessons are more engaging. Incorporating interest into academics. So giving students options for topics is very important. Allowing students to choose topics that interest them. And you can do this by giving students choice boards or menus. And here are some examples of a choice board or a menu, or tic-tac-toe. They have different names. I've provided a elementary and a secondary. So I've used this in the classroom, and I've broken it up into kinesthetic learning, if they like drawing, if they are more poetic. So with the reading log and response menu, they get to choose one of the appetizers, one of the main course, and one of the desserts. So they have options here. So from those surveys that, remember that I told you that I have students take, I collect data from the surveys and decide what could be relevant for teaching. When lesson planning, I try to see what can I incorporate of students' interests, and choice boards empower students through choice while ensuring the important learning goal. So giving those students the options will really provide that engagement piece. And what I've seen with menus or tic-tac-toe boards, it is higher level because students actually have to decide what they're going to do. They might not have an example in front of them, and that's what makes them so creative. The next thing is noticing individual accomplishments and important events in students' lives. So what sports do they participate in? Important family events, participation in extracurricular activities. So students need to feel known that they're appreciated, and establishing a relationship with the exploratory specials teacher, and learn about the extracurricular activities students are involved in. And if you're able to attend them. I know at the middle school level it's a little bit easier to attend a ball game just because it's right after school, and I can just stay after school and stay. And with elementary level, possibly that you have to travel to see a sporting event or participate in extracurricular activities. Community volunteer activities as well. So if they're involved in the community, maybe you can join a Saturday and do the activity with them. Interacting with students as individuals. So with this, meeting students at the door and greeting them using their full name and having a short conversation as you're, for example, with my students at the middle school level, we have to line up outside the door. And as they're coming and lining up, I just say, "Hey, Jose, how's it going? How was your weekend? What did you do?" And I just have to try to have those short conversations with them. Talk to students informally about their interests. Again, talking to those students in the hallway, in the classroom, of what they like and dislike. Meet with your students during lunch. I've had, the past several years, I've had student groups that we meet every other Thursday, or assign a date where they can come and chit chat with you and just talk about anything about their interests, what they like to do. Attend an after school function that involves a student. I think to have that relationship with the students is so important. It generally tells them that you care about them. Um, I've included some pictures of Sweet 15s, quinceañeras, and Sweet 16s that I have attended from former students. Um, and they get really surprised when they see me and really happy. And I think that's so important to be involved, and they can see you from the outside setting of being just a teacher. So things to remember is make sure students take an interest survey so you have information about what they like, dislike, and how they are. Informal conversation with students. Give students the option for topics to study. Interact with students as individuals by attending after school events. Greet students at the door. And I've included a short video um, of imagine if we were to greet our students this way all the time and how welcoming they would feel. So imagine welcoming your students every day like that with their own personal handshake. They would feel so welcome, so invited. So here are my references, and thank you for taking the time. And please let me know if you have any questions.